First strike, Naruto Headband broke his own wrist, hitting his opponent at a crooked angle. Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise swearsies it's just a fact and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today we're jumping into r/LegbeardStories. Oh my god, you guys, it's really happening. It is the conclusion, the final part of the Unfortunate Nookie saga. I was settling in to read something else on Twitch, but the Twitch chat was like, yo, hey, ReddX, please. I'm like, all right, you're right. We've delayed it long enough. It is time to pull the trigger to see this saga wrapped. I am happy to have everybody go on their merry way, live their best life, find out what happened to them during the epilogue, but it also is really hard to see a series that has been running for 9 months come to an end. So, Greenie, Unfortunate Nookie, we do bid you the fondest of adieus. Let's go ahead, get into the story, and we'll say goodbye to Unfortunate Nookie in the finest way possible. First, we'll get the plugs and disclaimers and whatever, and then we will dive right into some of this Legbeard stories, a cringe. Unfortunate Nookie Part 33, the finale, and where are they now? Don't you forget about me.
Don't you forget about me.
God, play me off, Johnny. I'm so sad to see it. But yeah, all of it has culminated. All of our hard work has brought us to this last story. So drink it in. Hi, ReddX. Hi, crowd. Hi, user that green bear. This lengthy monster finally draws to a close. No, that ain't no joke. I put it in the playlist time calculator, whatever. The total length for this saga is 1 day and 2 hours. It's a 26-hour saga. I don't know how I'm gonna fit it into a compilation video, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We still have to discuss how Unfortunate Nookie became the married gay man that he is today, his grand exit plan, and how Naruto Headband ostracized himself from the martial arts community by abusing his position as a teacher. God, I'm so not surprised by that. Did we not see that coming like 1,000 miles away? Jesus. So, who is ready for some karma? Ooh, me, pick me. This part should be relatively safe for work-ish, but beards are gross, so be warned anyways. No, wait, never mind. I forgot about all the butt stuff, so not safe for work this. Also, sorry for the massive length. No, that's what we show up for. We like them beefy tails. What do you talk about with the butt stuff? I guess we'll get to it. Good Lord. I thought we were going to get a brief reprieve from the horribleness that Chris Trucker brought with him the other day. But, yeah, there's still some horribleness. There's also some catharsis tucked in amongst that. So I guess that's what we'll have to hang on to throughout this video. And I'm really grateful for the massive length. I love to eat, you know, make sure all my people eat, etc., etc. So are you new to this saga, perhaps? Well, I recommend checking out the Unfortunate Nookie playlist by ReddX in the description. 1 day and 2 hour playtime. Set some time aside, set a weekend aside in order to listen to all that and catch yourself up. It really has just grown out of control. Also, my buddy Brute has been giving her side of Unfortunate Nookie in her own saga. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it actually has some timeline placement suggestions, which when I create the saga, the massive compilation, I suppose that that will come along pretty helpful. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that just so it's easier to do while I'm editing. We've got a list of Unfortunate Nookie survivors, people they dated slash hit on. First love 3 times, Baldy, vegan 2 times, Naruto headband 2 times, vamp, bear 2 times, Brit, emo, fabulous peacock, security guard, kendo, Belgian, curly 3 times, fetish girl 1, fetish girl 2, BDSM lawyer, ace, new girl, static for some unknowns in between, and Canadian husband. That is over 20 people in the span of 10 years, and unfortunately loved to slut shame everybody. That and the C word were some of her favorite insults. Brute will probably tell you more about that in her saga. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. That word that we can't even say on YouTube. Nope. Character list at the end in the Where Are They Now section. Oh, we skipping right over the characters? I mean, you know the characters by now, don't you? Come on. 33 parts. Come on, you know. So first, I'll tell you guys about more things regarding Naruto Headband and Unfortunate and their many misfortunes that I know of. Because, sweet karma, drink it in. Within some months of breaking up, we had a farewell party for one of the substitute teachers for the martial arts group. He was moving up north with his wife to be closer to his family. I didn't want to go because I wasn't ready to see Naruto Headband there, but I powered through with rage. Fuck him! Yeah, you can't let somebody else affect you like that. So what? You're gonna see him there. Nobody said you have to talk to him. If he tries to talk to you, just turn and walk away. Disregard 100%. He had taken so much from me already. He wasn't going to take martial arts from me. This group was mine as much as it was his, and I was making my stand. Look at this, Greenie and her shiny new spine. God, you love to see it. Seeing him smile at everyone that he had insulted for years and threatened to kill, and them genuinely being kind towards him, made me so frustrated. You should have recorded it. They're like, hey, here's what Naruto Headband really thinks about all of you. And then he will be the one that's ostracized from the group in just an instant. That's a bit more involved. That's not necessarily letting karma do the work, but sometimes you gotta help karma out, you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite movies is The Lovely Bones. Ooh, it's heavy. And much like in that movie, in the end, I decided that karma would be enough. Naruto Headband's worst enemy is Naruto Headband, and in time, he'll be his own undoing. And I was right. Honestly, after so much time spent, I would want to get my hands dirty just a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. Help him to crumble just a little bit faster. But then again, I'm the revenge-driven vitriolic sort, so whatever, I suppose. Not everybody is that way. After breaking up with Naruto Headband, I was still on speaking terms with his mother for some months. Oh, she's a loser too, from what I can remember. Since she was a single mom with 3 boys and no social life, she of course told me about Naruto Headband. Oh, is this another way to keep tabs on him, like the Facebook Messenger thing? I guess it's only a few months after breaking up, so it's not as creepy as like the continuous for years messenger stalking, I guess. But still, you need to remove yourself from the situation. Once the relationship is dead, he's dead. Cut yourself off from all of that. I don't want anything to do with it. At least that's my strategy. I didn't really want to know, but I did find out that he got thrown into a holding cell for passing out at a bus stop. That champion. Drunk himself stupid and then got busted. Oh yeah, he's hurting inside. He's trying to fill that hole in his heart with vodka. Well, keep trying. Do it until your liver fails. I don't care. I also found out that he almost missed Pilot's wedding because he missed his fight. The utter fucking king of the world. And his uncle paid to fly him over. Jesus, dude. How do you miss a flight? It's not like it comes out of nowhere. You know you're supposed to be there, right? Show up early. Hang out at the airport. Wifey and I always show up like ridiculously early at the airport Then we wait around for 3 hours. But you know what? We didn't miss the flight. I'd rather wait 3 hours than be forced to buy another ticket, right? Honestly, Naruto Headband's uncle has been more of a dad, or more accurately, more of a wallet to him and his brothers than either of his parents. That uncle is too good for the world. Honestly, I'm sure the uncle is gonna start smelling the bullshit soon enough. It's gonna pile up around his ears and he's gonna be like, wait a minute. What's going on here? You guys don't actually love me. You just use me as an ATM. Wow, you're really putting it all together. I wouldn't be surprised if that time came sooner rather than later, because even the nicest uncles aren't gonna fucking deal with that forever. I'm tired of bailing you out, okay? I understand your parents are failures, but it has become apparent to me that you have followed in their footsteps, and I just can't keep bailing you out. You see, I'm not the uncle that'll give you money. I'm the uncle that'll be a straight shooter. Paint it like it is. And it's up to you what to do with that information. Probably Naruto Headband would get upset. He'd be like, I'm never talking to you again. And I'd be like, good, saves me a whole lot of money. So about a year after breaking up with Naruto Headband, I was considering, but also terrified of going on another training trip to China. What if he was there? What if he tried to get me alone somewhere? What if you carried a Bowie knife and some pepper spray with you everywhere you went? That'd be just fine. Honestly, Chinese authorities, they are very, very strict. I passed through China when I was moving to the Philippines, like officially. The first time I went through Korea. The second time I flew over here, I went through China with all of my computer accoutrement, YouTuber stuff. And they're like, what's in this bag? I'm like, it's a mouse and a microphone. And they're like, what's it for? I'm like, it's for my computer, dude. Where's your computer? I fucking checked it. What are you talking about? Just hassling me for no reason. Quit hassling me, man. But I didn't buck. I'm just like, okay, it's just, that is what it is. So they probably wouldn't let you carry a knife and pepper spray. But maybe you could buy some while you're in China, right? Although I don't know how that affects your social credit rating. That thing that they do. Do they really do it? I think they really do that. But that's fine. You don't live there. So don't worry about it until China takes over everything. Oh, well, turns out my fears were all for naught, since Naruto Headband couldn't save up the money for it, being shit with money, as I knew all too well. Lol. Oh, didn't he just go panhandle to his uncle? Unky, I want to go to China. No, Naruto Headband, I bailed you out enough. That doesn't sound necessary. So good. Stay at home. Buy another game that you'll play way too much of. Out here not even living his life. He really is his own worst punishment. My trip was difficult, yet cathartic. I spent most of it crying and explaining to Sis and others what Naruto Headband had done to me. Yeah, that is highly dramatic. I guess it's good that you broke down his facade in such a way, but man, I thought we were all going to China to like relax and shit. This is a training trip, but we still want to like have fun with it. I don't know. What do I know about this shit? I probably would have done the same thing too, honestly. I feel how I feel. Just because we're in China doesn't make a huge difference. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Sis broke down and told me about her ex who made her go through similar things. It was me and her, each crying on one shoulder of one of the sub-teachers under masters at little boys who had no respect for women and hurt us. Well, I hope you got some sort of comfort out of that. I mean, it does happen far too often. I see it all the time on this channel, and it does break my heart. Usually I meet it with just anger and vitriol, but yeah, we don't often discuss the after effects of what's going on. How will these women feel for the rest of their life? Because you simply had to have your stupid little cum fantasy. Jerk off your shriveled little raisin penis, and he tore the foreskin off. No surgery, just tore it off. You guys remember that? I almost forgot about that, but now I remember that every day of my goddamn life. So you have to remember it too. uh, Despite many bouts of uncontrollable sobbing, I did have a good time and felt like the boys were my second family. See, that's what I really wanted, is you guys to have a good time. I'm glad it wasn't all about the drama that happened. This is a time of repair, a time of healing, a time of moving on, forwards, away from this shit. There were good boys despite all of those lies by Naruto Headband. Unsurprising to everyone, I'm sure. I mean, unless we're talking to people on female dating strategy. Hey, did you hear that? Subreddit got shut down. I was gonna do a second episode, but they privated their community. Hilarious. But yes, the good boys are there. You just need to be careful of the ones that are utter shit, because they are there as well. The healing was progressing at full speed. I got closer to Monkey during that trip too. He liked me better without a shithead on my side. And honestly, I liked me better too. Yeah, this is all about healing. We're making friends that are bigger, better, more secure. Which isn't a high bar to get over when you're comparing it to Naruto Headbands. So good for you, Monkey. Later, I went to a seminar taught by our master when he flew over to the country that I lived in. Screw it. Naruto Headband and Unfortunate NOOKIE are in Finland. I moved to Sweden to live with Buddha. Oh, now we're just completely dropping all pretenses. At the start, she's like, it's a mysterious place that I live in. I'll never tell. And now the last part, we're just like, yeah, whatever. It's Finland, all right? Oh, okay. I guess we learned that now. So in Sweden, it was a nice time training under Master, and during lunch, she talked excitedly about that scene in Kung Fu Panda where Shifu tries to find inner peace and how relatable that is. I guess it should be more relatable to me. I've never really tried to seek inner peace as such. I've always felt pretty turbulent within myself, but I thought that was just a normal part of the human experience. So maybe I should give that a shot. It's also hilarious that Master talks about Kung Fu Panda when Naruto Headband like froths at the mouth every time Kung Fu Panda is mentioned. Later, as we were walking back to the train from the restaurant, he asked me why I broke up with Naruto Headband, because he's such a nice boy. Oh, you don't know. You don't know. Don't tell me somebody's nice when you've only seen them in passing. Flashbacks whirled through my head, and I felt physically sick as I contemplated how to respond to Master. I took a deep, calming breath. He's not what he seems. Master. Of course he is. What else would he be? OP. He's Tai Lung. Master looked at me in shock, getting the Kung Fu Panda reference of the treacherous prodigy of a son. I made a weak smile, and OP follows it up with, just be careful. Honestly, I do wish that OP would just go the full 9 and detail everything that Naruto Headband has done instead of just being vague. He's not what he seems. And here's why! Completely destroyed his dude's image to the Master. But again, I'm full of vitriol. I love revenge, so I guess it is what it is, man. He'll see it for himself soon enough. I would have thought the Master would be better at reading people since he's the Master, but I guess he's the master of Kung Fu, not the master of staring into somebody's deep, dark psyche. And yes, he looked uncertain. We didn't speak any more about Naruto Headband, and his expression told me that he didn't want to believe me. But he was at least contemplating what I had said. Just lay it all out for him. I don't know if he'd actually believe you if you laid it all out for him. Is it one of those type of things? Difficult situation to be in, rock in a hard place, but at this point, any way that I could hurt Naruto Headband, that is 100% what I would do. I felt that I had no power to do more, and I just left it at that. I was strong on karma handling him, and I didn't want to ruin my life by trying to get revenge. It might ruin a relationship, the relationship that you had with Master, but that wouldn't ruin your life by any stretch of the imagination. Although, I guess you're just detailing what your thought process was in that moment. Now, I do hope that you realize better and you're like, yeah, I should have fucking burnt him to the ground, but at this point, many years later, I'm sure you've moved on from it. Whatever, he has already reaped everything that he's sowed. He'll die alone with nothing but his Monster Hunter DVDs or whatever. DVDs? VHS tapes. I just love playing up like, look guys, I'm so old. Anyways, when I tried to tell people, most people would tell me, he wasn't that bad. You don't know. I was still worried that I'd be seen as crazy, so when people started arguing with me about him not being that bad, I just said, don't say so when I'm inevitably proven right, and I dropped it. Yeah, I think that's the smart thing to do. Really, you can't make them see what you have seen. They will come to see it soon enough if they get close enough to him. I was just more focused on building myself back up again. The panic attacks and general anxiety, self-hatred, and depression were all slowly ebbing away as time and care were applied. That's right. That's how you really get yourself healed. Don't listen to anything that I say about revenge and vitriol. It would feel good in the moment, but I think it would drag you back into a dark place and you would be involved with him again in some sort of way. So yeah, it's not a good idea. Like most of my ideas. But I'm proud of you for buckling down, building yourself back up, OP. That's beautiful. Later, Sis invited me to watch her compete in a martial arts competition. She informed me last minute that she was dropping out. I had bought the tickets already. Dick move, Sis. Why did she drop out? She's just like, actually, I don't want to go. I spent money on this. You go. So yeah, whatever. I went. And to spare me, one of my martial art brothers, let's call him Spidey, had not told me that Naruto Headband was going to be there competing as well. Oh, I hope he loses horribly. This would be awesome. Can we kick him in the shin and break it like Karate Kid style? I had a small panic attack, but just clung to my other brothers who hated him as well by then. Spidey also requested that I'd stay hidden up until Naruto Headband's match, so I wouldn't break his focus. Fuck that! Shatter his focus into a million pieces! Be like, hey, look over here, bitch! It's me! Hey, what you doing up there? Don't get kicked in the face! Oh, you got kicked in the face! I don't feel bad about that at all. Stand back up, I want to see it again. This made me angry because I didn't want to do any fucking favors for this asshat anymore. But I agreed for the association and for the glory of our group, not him. I'm sure the group will do just fine even without him. Do you really want him representing your group? I don't care. Break his focus. Do it right now. Do it right now! But it didn't happen. Well, turns out that he didn't even need me to help him screw it up. First strike, Naruto Headband broke his own wrist, hitting his opponent at a crooked angle. I'm the martial arts master. Master doesn't know anything. Watch me punch this guy. Oh! I snapped my limp little wrist. Oh. Poor baby boy. God, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Like the true martial art master that he was. Oh, sweet karma. I do love you. There's even video somewhere of this match on YouTube where he breaks his own wrist. If it wouldn't dox him 100%, I would pull it up. So funny. It keeps me warm at night. Oh, that's ambrosia. That's the best. Anyway, our entire troop had to follow him to the clinic to get his poor little wrist fixed. While there, I spoke to my brothers, and he tried to hijack my jokes and, talk to me. What I got to say to you, kid? OP, man, that one guy could have been called Drunken Fist by the way he was swaying. Naruto headband. Yeah, he was real fucking boozy. Master alcoholic. It's not even a good joke. I don't know what you're talking about. Please just stay in your lane, idiot. This is his best shot at being clever. God, he needs so much help in more ways than one. I refused to even look at him. I did not respond to him. I freaking told him I'm never speaking to him again, and breaking his own wrist wasn't any reason to start. No sympathy at all. And I love it. This is exactly the path you should be taking. Also, Spidey nowadays seems more triggered and full of rage about Naruto headband and his antics than I am, which is saying a lot. Only the people who don't know him kinda sorta like him and excuse his sociopathic tendencies as odd. Like I said, get close enough to him and you will find out. You will turn around and run the other way once it all clicks into place for you. I don't know why Spidey seems so invested in what's going on with OP. Maybe he's had his own beef with Naruto headband all along, and we just never really got into that. It does seem a little bit weird for him to be more upset than OP because it seems like all he's done is like try and defend OP. But there's a big difference between defending and being offended on behalf of. Though I'm not going to judge Spidey too harshly for that one, I do suppose. It just strikes me as a bit odd. Unfortunately, had changed their online handle tens of times. Probably by the time people realize that he's the asshole, he just abandon an online account and create a new one. Ah, the magic of the internet. You can be anybody at any time. Sometimes simply changing the name of the one that he already had. He used people and was NOOKIE to them. And as you all know, that tended to bite him in the ass and then leave him stranded. This has not changed for years, and probably will not change for many more years. I sense in that sentence the smallest glimmer of hope, where OP's like, maybe it could be different. No, probably will not change. You should change that. Definitely will not change. Nookie's stuck in a rut at this point. Ain't nothing never gonna be different, no way, no how. A few years after the yeeting of Unfortunate Nookie, Fabulous Peacock was minding her own business on the metro, sitting in a 4-person booth with 2 elderly women on her opposite, when no other than Unfortunate Nookie himself walks in. Oh god, don't sit here, anywhere but here. They make eye contact, and the good upbringing that Fabulous Peacock has kicks in. In her mind, she's going, oh hell. But on the outside, she gives a tiny but polite smile and asks on reflex, oh, hi there, Unfortunate Nookie. How are you? Why? Is that good upbringing? At this point, just leave me alone. You have just moved to engage and I don't understand why. It's okay to ignore somebody. Upbringing has nothing to do with that. I had a fine upbringing, and guess what? I defy the social contract all the time. It has nothing to do with my upbringing. It has to do with the fact that I don't like to be told what to do. I don't like to be cornered. And in this situation, I would definitely feel cornered. Unfortunately, then sat down. God damn it. And gave Fabulous Peacock his entire life story from before they had last spoken and up until the very day they just met, with his usual level of unsavory detail. I bet these two old women sitting across are like, Jesus, why? Adding in a request for Fabulous Peacock to come check out his cats and watch some anime with him. I would rather be dead, honestly. I'm never doing either of those things. Thank you for the offer, but I do not have the mental fortitude to endure any more than what we are currently doing. And even this is borderline. The grannies sitting with them had eyes as wide as saucers and wished that their hearing was worse than it was. Oh, what a terrible day to have ears! Fabulous Peacock doesn't even have time to put out a no thank you when Unfortunate Nookie launches into this golden piece of cringe. Unfortunate Nookie, I refuse to grow old. I refuse to become ugly and wrinkly and disgusting. I'd rather kill myself before I reach 40. You are so oblivious. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, die young and leave a good-looking corpse. Unfortunately, the good-looking corpse was never really an option for Unfortunate Nookie. In front of the grannies, dude? Oh. This is heavy. Fabulous Peacock gives the old lady sitting with them a look. And with their eyes, the old ladies and her exchange a short, "Is this young lady serious?" And Fabulous Peacock eyeing back to the old ladies, "I think so." What the fuck? Conversation that Unfortunate Nookie was completely oblivious to, and continued to further elaborate his grand exit plan. Oh god, please stop. There's more? How is there possibly more? Before my 40th birthday, I'll fly out to Australia and rent a boat and buy lots and lots of fish bait. I'll go to some coral reef and pour the fish bait into the ocean and wait for the sharks to show up. Then I'll cut open my wrists and dive into the chum and let them eat me alive. What? What the fuck? On a bus or a train or on public transport, wherever the hell we are right now is not the place to detail this plan. I'm so horrified. I can only imagine hearing this in real life, being like, what? Let me clean my ears out. What? Huh? Fabulous Peacock just says, that's, there are easier and cheaper ways to off yourself if that's what you want to do. I'm sorry, but your plan is stupid. Take a toaster in the bath, Unfortunate Nookie, and do it tonight, Why wait? As far as I'm concerned. This is so elaborate. It's never gonna happen. He'll be like, oh, I wish I could fly to Australia for my grand exit plan, but I can't afford it. Spent all my money on cat food and Lolita dresses. Oh my god. Maybe we can crowdfund this for her. As long as you promise to pull it off and record it, maybe. No, that's too dark. Then we're going into dark web territory, and I ain't touching that. But she does deserve it, though, after all of this. And Fabulous Peacock, I'm surprised she even entertained it. I'm glad you said your plan is stupid, but stupid is putting it really, really lightly. Why didn't the grannies chew her out? Come on, stand up, old ladies. Defend yourself from this assault on the aged. It was hard to say if the grannies had died or were simply petrified from shock at what the hell had just sat down with them on the metro. I've been looking around for another seat in no time flat. Like, I gotta go. I gotta go! Unfortunate Nookie then somehow just totally ignores or resets, as if Peacock didn't respond to his suicide plan at all, and asks Fabulous Peacock again to come over to watch anime and pet his cat sometime. No. No. No! Unfortunately, he's just too oblivious. How do you get this far in life being this oblivious? How has he not gotten hit by a car at least a couple of times? Peacock did her classy, yeah, maybe when I have time. Which many years later, mysteriously, that time has not manifested. Yeah, who's gonna make time for that? I, on the other hand, saw Peacock last week. Also, if Nookie sticks to the grand exit plan, we won't have too many years of cringe left as they turn 32 in 2021. You know she's just gonna bump it up a couple of decades. Actually, it's when I'm 60. That's what I meant. But still, they're only 20 plus on their online profiles, lol. I'm such jailbait, teehee. Jesus Christ. How you gonna be jailbait at 32 years old? At that point, you're the one that's cruising for jailbait, right? I do pull off that, plus-ish. Here's my age around that, but I'm not doing 20 plus, I'm doing 30-ish, all right? Let's be honest with ourselves. You probably should change it this decade to 30-ish, Nookie. She's not gonna do that ever. Not until she's rolling up on 38, 39. She'll be like, okay, I'm 30-ish now. Arrested development doesn't count. Suspended adolescence is not a good excuse. You haven't been jailbait for damn near a decade plus. It's too ridiculous. So, some years after Nookie yeeted everyone, Vegan, in horror, told me that she matched with someone on OkCupid. That someone was Unfortunate Nookie. Oh, God. Their profile detailed a lot of cringy weirdness, like how they're trans-masculine but love to dress up like a princess, and they don't mind being called a she, lies about making good food, but I don't eat myself, ha 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 ha, and giving out his height as shorter than he really was. Oh no, man, pick a lane, pick a struggle. What do you want to be? I'm telling you, you could be anything that you want to be, okay? You just have to pick what that is. No pick! And his profile picture was from when he was at his thinnest, saying that they've gained a little weight, when in reality their size had practically doubled. Vegan noped out real fast, but it was more delicious cringe. God, I wish he had like the transcript of the OkCupid profile. I would revel in it. Maybe I'm gonna go dig through OkCupid Finland and just see what I might see. During a training trip 4 years after the breakup, I had an epiphany. I realized I'm so scared to succeed and train because Naruto Headband beat me. He'd yell at me if I didn't try hard enough, and if I was actually improving, he'd say that he needed to check that he was still stronger than me and beat me. God, dude, that is the worst. That is rage fuel right there. Still, even now that you're past it, I'm like, I wish somebody would come and beat him. Preferably a 400-pound man named Bubba. I couldn't focus or train with anyone because all I could think of is trying not to hyperventilate in a panic attack, because I couldn't guess from which direction someone would attack me in a room full of Naruto headbands. I was in a constant state of fight or flight. Because if somebody saw me fail, they'd hurt me, and especially if I succeeded, they'd hurt me. I opened up to another training brother about all this when I realized the extent of my trauma and the damage, and he went wide-eyed the more that I spoke. There was more to my trauma, I could tell. He motioned for me to follow him. You have to tell Master. Yes! Yes! Master should know! You've got this trauma, you're carrying it around, trying to deal with it yourself. But look, there's so many people around you willing to take some of that baggage off your hands. So why not take them up on it? So I trailed after him, and as he asked, I told Master how Naruto Headband trained with me at home. He was wide-eyed in shock at first, and then his face grew angry. Master, thank you for telling me. This will never happen again. You stay away from him from now on. And I will be watching. Oh, Master, he's a good guy. At the end of it all, he does believe it. I mean, it's kind of hard not to believe it. You get close enough to him. I really wish that OP had recorded some evidence or something. Him talking about how he's going to kill all of his friends and training partners and even the Master and take their position. Then just, send it out anonymously. Hey, here, listen to this. I mean, it won't be anonymous once they hear it, I guess. But it will certainly shine a new light on things. Master walked away. My training brother then told me this. We've been having issues with Teacher A and Teacher B moving away for personal reasons. We didn't have enough sub-teachers under Master, so we started training Naruto Headband to be a teacher. Sure, he's a bit rough around the edges, but we figured with a little bit of coaching, he could fit the part. He certainly has the skill to teach new beginners. Oh God. Do not. These new beginners are never going to return to class, and everybody's gonna wonder why. I'll tell you why right now. My brother paused. Shock and the inability to process what he was about to tell were clear on his face as he tried to gather his thoughts. I used that pause to feel both wonder and bitterness. Oh, I thought, he did make teacher after all. Fancy that. I guess karma isn't as strong as I thought it was. What's he gonna do? Teach all these kids how to break their wrists? This is how not to throw a punch, children. Crack. Oh no! You stupid. Brother continued, we take turns to watch over him teaching. His first time he tried to correct and outdo Teacher B in front of the students, but we quickly shut that down and told him that he can't do that. But that's not why it all came crashing down. I mean, even with that short interaction, the one-upsmanship, can you not tell a whole host of things about this guy? It seems pretty obvious to me, looking at it. I think even if I didn't have the background of these stories, I would still find him just a little bit sus for the one-upsmanship. The brother paused to shake his head in disbelief. I was watching him conduct a lesson. It was going okay. We started pair training. Everything had been going so well, so I took my eyes off him for a second to train with a student. When I heard from my back, Naruto Headband, not so rough. My knees can't take it. It was our only senior citizen in the beginner class, a longtime practitioner. He just loved the newbie course so much that he always kept coming back. Immediately when I heard him protest, I turned around to get in between him and Naruto Headband, but it was too late. Brother grimaced. Naruto Headband body slammed this elderly man into the floor, head first. His brow cracked open. He passed out and there was blood everywhere. The entire class was silent, in shock and just staring at Naruto Headband. Oh my God. He doesn't have a woman to pick on anymore, so instead he picks an elderly man. Fuck Naruto Headband through and through. Honestly, I hope karma does burn him to the ground. I hope he ends up in prison or dead. Brain cancer, something. take this dude off of this planet because he doesn't deserve to be here anymore. The entire Twitch chat has also just let out a holy fuck. And that's really all that I can say as well. This is horrible. He's still up to his old ways, and karma's not enough. You gotta help karma along. Put this guy in a box. That's all I'm saying. Nobody would fucking miss him. Biggest trash human being that we have encountered on this channel, like bar none, by far. There have been people that did worse stuff, but they didn't do it so consistently over so many years. And then at the end, just walk away like everything's fine. Don't have to suffer for any of it. At least not suffer as hard as I would like them to suffer, because if it was up to me, his agony would never end. The truth is, death is far too good for this guy. Not even this guy. This monster. This fucking inhuman neckbeard scumbag. Ugh. Naruto Headband just said, haha, whoops, I guess I don't know my own strength. You trying to flex on an old man right now? After he just said his knees can't take it? You son of a bitch, dude. All right, the GoFundMe that we were raising for Nookie, I'm going to go ahead and divert those funds into a manhunt for Naruto Headband. That is sarcasm, just to make it perfectly clear, but I am tempted. God damn, I am so tempted. Brother. And he laughed. The old man was on the floor bleeding, and Naruto Headband laughed. I don't understand it. When we got him an ambulance and the students left, I tried to explain to Naruto Headband that this wasn't okay. He didn't see how he was to blame, no matter how I explained. I blew up at him and yelled at him that he really doesn't understand how fucked up this was and that it could completely end our association. As brother told it, Naruto Headband paled at that and just left without even so much as apologizing. Oh, God. Somebody take care of this. Karma needs a hand, obviously. He's never gonna stop. He's a monster, and what do you do with monsters? You put them down. It's the only way. It is the only way. Yes, people are gonna find out who he really is deep down eventually, but not before he hurts somebody else. You gotta put a stop to it. I'm not saying you have to take him out back and put the boots to him. Maybe you just report this shit to the cops. Like, how does somebody go away in an ambulance and they're like, well, training accidents happen? No, he needs to be prosecuted. He needs to be put behind bars and then really get shown that there's always a bigger, stronger fish. Oh, God. I thought the last part would give me some catharsis. So far, all we've got is more rage fuel. Then Naruto Headband just stopped showing up to practice or to teach. I mean, I guess that's something, but yeah, have the cops go to his house. He's scared, is what that is. He knows deep down that he could be prosecuted for it, and god damn it, I demand that he is. I guess his career as a teacher was over before it began, and my faith in karma was at an all-time high. Really, Greenie? That's karma? No, dude. Karma is to shut this shit down, to save anybody else from this fucking monster. But I did also hate being right. I had told everybody that he's dangerous. I had told them that he's a liar. I asked them to be careful, but they were so sure that they could help him and didn't think he was that bad. Come on, OP, they tried to calm me. He's not that bad. He's just dense. And here we were. Yeah, he might be dense, but you're even denser. How does this make any sense? Why are you not believing the words that come out of my mouth? I have seen no karma. At least not karma that stacks up to the level of what he's done. he goes and commits injustice after injustice, and everybody just turns an eye and go, oh, he's a good kid, though. No, fuck him. Get him a pair of cement shoes. Put him in a box. That's the only way I could see this stopping. My story of how Naruto Headband trained with me brought forward multiple other people, admitting Naruto Headband berating them for being weak, or causing head and spine injuries so bad that some were worried that they'd never be the same as they were before training with Naruto Headband. God damn it, dude. This is horrible. Just tell me he dies at the end, okay? Give me some fireworks to make up for all that we have had to put up with this creature. And yes, he made them question if they truly were just too weak, and they quit for months, or years even. Some, like the old man, never came back. Did he die? No, he didn't die, right? He's good, right? Confirm for me that he is good. Oh, god damn. My speaking up allowed others a space to voice their grievances, and I was both glad and sad that the truth was finally out. Speaking out made other people speak out and gave them validation for their feelings. I hope that my story continues to do that for all of you. I have seen a lot of people in the comments being helped by the Naruto Headband saga, and yeah, I definitely do appreciate you laying it all out so flat. But the revenge, the vitriol, it boils. I need justice, not karma, justice. Visible, active, right now justice. Also, unfortunately, Naruto Headband does still rarely show up at training. Why do we not have the cops waiting for him? He was absent for some years, but has started coming back on occasion. I suppose he's just hoping that everybody has just forgotten about what he did. Why hasn't he been kicked out? Well, because Master still wants to give him a chance, and no one contradicts his wildly unpopular decision. Why? Well, Master's own son has similar tendencies as Naruto Headband. If he gives up on Naruto Headband, he gives up on his own son, and he just can't. Sounds like it's time to find a new association. If this dude is here, if you can accept him back into the fold, then I don't feel like I belong here, all right? Deuces, peace out, it's fucking over, and I'll take some people with me, you know what I mean? You can't just let this one slip, like, oh, yeah, I guess he's back. No, he's not coming back, and if he is coming back, then I'm not coming back. I don't give a damn about your fucking kid. You raised a rotten seed, Master, because your pimp hand isn't strong. You need more discipline. How are you a master if you lack a discipline?
You lack a discipline.
Nuh-uh, don't lack a discipline.
Master is 100% an enabler, and I get everybody has so much respect for him, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. Seeing this from a third-party perspective, dude is just completely out of it. He has lost it. Maybe he does need to be replaced. I have less and less respect for him the more we talk about him. I have personally seen him hold his own son back when he's gone berserk, and having to fight his own son ages him years each time that it happens. What the hell is going on here? What is this association? Why is your dojo such a mess? Why don't you clean up your own house before you go and try and help Naruto Headband, right? You are clearly not equipped with the tools to assist anybody if your own son, whom you live with, still hasn't gotten better over time. Maybe it's time for some professional counseling. Somebody that has the tools to actively deal with this, right? Am I fucking taking crazy pills here? Ugh. Also, I'm the last person to judge on these kind of choices. It took me forever to leave, but I can say with conviction that nothing good will ever come of giving these types of guys chances. So, I make do. Monkey has my back, and so do a lot of other practitioners, so It's tense and awkward, but manageable. God, this is fucking miserable. Why do you feel the need to put up with this continuously? Somebody needs to have a hard conversation. Maybe it's like a cultural thing. There's just some differences between Finland/Sweden and the US. Okay, yes, Americans are loud and brash, but do you know why that's a good thing? Because ain't none of this bullshit about to happen. I tell him straight up to his face, Master, you are clearly not equipped to assist anybody. Here is why, and your dojo's gonna fall apart if you continue down this path, all right? I got all these people behind me, and we will find somewhere else if I see him at practice tomorrow. And then sure enough, he'll be at practice tomorrow, and then you take all your people and hit the master where it hurts, right in the pocketbook. The dojo closes down after a year. Okay, well, I'm sorry. You made your choice. Maybe we rent it out and build a new organization or something like that. But yeah, this can't continue on in the way that it's been continuing. Now, Naruto Headband is a weeb, loves his anime titties like Gurren Lagann or Kill la Kill, or his muscle bro animes like Dragon Ball, etc. However, he refused to attend any conventions. Cons are for lame-ass fat neckbeard losers who don't have a life, he said as he boots up his 900th game of Monster Hunter. Yeah, what does your life consist of, Naruto Headband, aside from beating up girls and old people and playing video games forever? Just die. Just die alone in your house. Stop plaguing the world with your existence. Except after his exodus from martial arts, suddenly he was at a con that I never expected to see him at. After 12 years of knowing him, he happened to be at a con where me and Froggy were selling our art. He saw me and paled and avoided me like the plague. That's right, you bitch. Run away from the truth. And you let him run? Burn him down! I was hoping so bad for some catharsis. I wanted to see him fall apart before our very eyes, just crumble into dust, be nothing anymore. But he just fucking slinks away like a rat, and everybody's okay with this. God damn it. Funny enough, Unfortunate was also at this convention. Froggy was ecstatic. The Pokemon of legend, Froggy whispered. I must study the beast in its natural habitat. Unfortunate had never seen Froggy, so he was completely unaware of being trailed for the next few hours. I probably would too, honestly. I just want to see, people watch for a little bit. Eventually, Froggy came back, her curiosity sated. She reported that he was smelly and looked pissed or bored constantly, and sometimes screamed random "Chaos!" at ear-piercing levels for seemingly no reason. God, that's good cringe. I recall Unfortunate wearing the same damn Okami hoodie the entire 3 days. Once, he passed our selling table and walked past it with his nose pointed so high, I was afraid that his neck would snap. The smell that wafted past was beardier than he had ever been. A combination of sharp, many weeks old sweat, grease, yeasty fishiness. Oh no! I guess being smelly was a necessary part of him becoming a man. Oh, congratulations. Unfortunately, finally grew up into an even bigger cringe lord. Honestly, I'm glad to see Unfortunate just kind of walk away from the situation. Naruto Headband is really the one that I want to see get burnt to the ground. I was not offered the fireworks, the catharsis that I was hoping to get at the end of this after so long. 33 parts. God damn it, dude. We still have a glimmer of hope in the Where Are They Now section, But I don't know, man. I think it is just going to be Naruto Headband slinking away into the shadows to abuse somebody else. Okay, so where are they now? Unfortunately, and Bastich transitioned into men, seemingly around the same time, or at least so close to each other that I can't say who was actually first. I'm betting on Bastich, as we all know how Unfortunately imprints on people and doesn't really have his own original ideas. Bastich sports a decent beard these days and seems to be the dude that everyone could tell he wanted to be. Also, Bastich took the cat that Unfortunately abused, and that cat is still alive and seemingly smug as hell, as cats are wont to be, I suppose. Unfortunately's husband is from Canada, and he's gay, and he likes to take it up the butt. Record scratch. OP, wait, likes it up the butt? Really? We know where he's from and that he's gay, and this? How do we know this? Brute, deadpan.
Because unfortunately overshares.
OP, sighing. Right. Why am I still asking why an asexual trans man tells a person they apparently no longer like that they like to bone their husband up the butt with a strap on? Right. Thank you for sharing that tidbit. Where are they now? In Canada with a strap on. Okay then. Unfortunately got married to his husband in a Pokemon t-shirt. Classy. Batch and Bastich attended, and his husband's family congratulated them with the question, "Who's the bride?" Which is cringy and karmic justice for Unfortunately for always shitting on how everyone else's relationships weren't good looking enough. Yeah, and look where you are now. And a valid question on a photo where there's a person wearing a red suit, Bastich, a girl in a homie dress, Botch, and Unfortunately in a nerdy t-shirt, all hugging the groom. Unfortunately has also gotten fat, but based on his art, he nowadays fetishizes chubby people, so good for him, I guess. Yeah, feeder complex, heard all about it. Wish I didn't, but diving into these neckbeard things, you know, that's just how it be sometime. Unfortunately, and his husband also have some cats, 3 or 4. The one that fell out of the window died relatively soon after, and I think another one did too, but more have come in. A cat died from falling out a window? It's not funny. I thought they always land on their feet. How many stories was this? They just left the window open and the cat fell out. That's weird, man. They've been married for 3 years, and this is the longest relationship that Nookie has ever had. Or maybe his hubby's just sticking with Nookie until 5 years are up and he gets that green card. Who knows? Mayhaps Nookie's finally stabilizing and becoming a better person. Possible. Not necessarily plausible, but possible. I hope so, but I don't care enough to try and get a better picture than what the occasional peeking online gives me. You still peeking, OP? Stop the peeking. As obsessed as I am over this absolutely fascinating comedy piñata, I care about my own well-being far more. Also, as far as I know, no human babies, so hooray. Oh, double hooray for that. You hate to hear about the beards reproducing. Oh, that's the most tragic end. Unfortunately, labels himself as NEET, N-E-E-T, which for the uninitiated is an acronym for Not in Education, Employment, or Training. And these people wear it as a badge of honor. Disgusting. I respect people who get the hustle. If you actively call yourself NEET and you're like, yeah, I don't know what the hustle is, I'm like, ugh, what a waste of oxygen. And is seemingly really proud of never even trying to become anything. Likes to show off with how edgy and outside of society they are by not even trying. Or, well, they draw a lot of porn these days, so that's something. Yeah, there you go. There's your employment, I guess, if somebody wants to pay you for that. Unfortunately, entered a Discord server of a good friend of mine, whom I had made a pact with to warn each other of predators online. My friend is a mother of two, who had been through some serious shit online and in real life, and her nerves just weren't the same. So when I saw Unfortunately cozying up to her for freebies, I informed her that Unfortunately has been toxic in the past, and to just be careful. How are you guys still traveling through the same Discord servers? What is this? Oh my god, just like cut the ties or something like that. This is like specifically for artists from Finland. Maybe it is a smaller group than I would think, but it seems mind-blowing to me that she just happens to pop up in the Discord server of a good friend, right? Something hinky here. My friend decided to throw Unfortunately from her server because I had done the same for her at her request to an online harasser of hers who was on my server. I didn't ask Unfortunately to be removed. I just let my friend know to be careful, and she chose to press the yeet button. Yeet! Yeah, honestly, it's probably the smarter choice, isn't it? Don't wait around for the drama to spark. You're just like, all right, have a nice life. Thanks for stopping by. We've booted people more times than I care to admit. We do have an appeals process, but Unfortunately wouldn't make it through the appeals process. OP, well, it's been years. Maybe they calmed down. I mean, everyone in my opinion deserves a chance to prove themselves. You don't need to delete them for me. Buddy says, no. I booted him and explained via a DM that I'm sticking up for a friend and returning a favor. Not everyone gets along, and I'd rather have my friends with me. Unfortunately's response to my buddy,
If that's how this goes, though, I guess I'll refrain from ordering commissions from you, and will remove you from my watch list, so she won't need to see my name. Sorry I was ever interested.
yeah, don't apologize. I know you're sorry. One look at you, I can tell that you're sorry. Buddy says, yeah, I see what you mean. Trying to manipulate me already, but they haven't ordered anything from me. My response was just, no problem, I understand. Good luck with your endeavors, lol. But Unfortunately was not done. Nay! He then went to cry to Bear about how obsessed I am over him, and using this as proof that I'm still trying to ruin his life, and that Bear should unfriend me this instant. Well, we're still friends with Bear, if you're wondering how that worked out for Nookie. God, this is quite a prologue. I thought Where Are They Now is going to be like one paragraph for each character. This is getting ridiculous. Nookie still up to her Nookieisms. Check, got it. Great. But okay. We currently share one Discord server for another artist that I have adored for years and years, and I have not said a word to him in years. Sometimes, Unfortunately, still throws the occasional "actually" at my posts or tries to one-up my jokes in the server. He's gotten nothing but silence from me and will continue to be ignored. Because if Nookie gets attention, be it positive or negative, it will feed the pity succubus, and woe will be him in his dramatic manga of a life. Yeah, I'm running the class with toast hanging out of my mouth. I live in an anime. Just reconnect with reality at some point, please. For God's sake. Don't fill the pity bank. Should he ever find this saga, he'll probably enjoy the attention, honestly, and revel in the right to be outraged until the end of time for this character assassination. Long may he reign in infamy. I often wonder how beards will react when they come across sagas, and honestly, they do seem to revel in it. They like their little time in the limelight. I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad I could provide that for you. Please don't come to my Discord server. You will be booted out. You are far too vitriolic to last here. Naruto headband. Yes, this narcissistic beard did not deserve his own saga. Honestly, way worse than Unfortunately, as we came to find out. Where he belongs is as a footnote to somebody else's. I mean, footnote is great. Grave is even better. Prison cell, even better. But he did deserve to be put on blast for being the good guy without it being a gigantic deception that he is. Also, had I given him his own saga, it would have been way, way too depressing. Yeah, when I'm relying on Nookie for comedic support, that's how you know things got really dark. This was already really rough and depressing. While digging for data for this saga, I found out that, unfortunately, Naruto Headband seems to have had a girlfriend since 2020. And I don't mean to be self-obsessed, but, she reminds me of me. Well, I'm sure he has a type. Hopefully she's not going through the same things. Like I said, he needs to be castrated. Manually, chemically, I don't care. Get rid of this dude's junk. Put him in a prison cell. I can't believe after all this shit, he's still walking around. Fuck. She seems very vulnerable and has apparently been through some stuff based on her Facebook posts, and I am very concerned. Still, he seemingly stayed single for 7 years. Naruto Headband's gotten fat too, and sports a neckbeard and a Dothraki warrior haircut, and he looks fucking ridiculous. He always looked ridiculous. Honestly, we can't even say too much about people getting fat because it's like, yeah, of course you got fat. That's what happens when you get old, unless you're like really actively trying to keep the weight off. Which, let's be honest, most of us like chilling on the internet, so that's not gonna happen. Do enough to not make the weight gain so much, but I'm not actively trying to peel the weight off. You know what I'm saying? But yes, Naruto Headband has always looked ridiculous, I'm pretty sure. Walking around with a literal Naruto headband during high school. Surprised this kid didn't get his ass kicked more. Really, that's what he needed, to get shoved into a few lockers. Now, that'll fix you up, won't it? Right? So currently, Naruto Headband likes to argue with people on Twitter and defend pedophilia because it's art. You can't stunt people's right to express themselves. God, as if I didn't want him dead enough already. He says trans people are confusing and should stay away from society. Wasn't he about to date Unfortunate until Unfortunate shut him down? Oh my god. And coming from a country that's 95% white, he feels entitled to comment that the Black Lives Matter movement is unnecessary. Why don't you stay in your own lane, bitch? Also, as mentioned, he belittled the sexual harassment of women in the gaming industry because he personally had never seen any signs of it. Ah, yes, that good old anecdotal evidence. Therefore, it must not be real. You know, your average middle-class white man making the world a better place. Whoa, don't come at me like that. I am the average middle-class white man. What you want to do? I don't hold any of these shit-ass viewpoints. And of course, he also has a teensy-weensy sprinkle of sociopathy. He occasionally shows up at training, but again, as long as we have an audience, he dares not ruin the tatters of what remains of his reputation. And again, people are just standing around like completely okay with this. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. He got away with fucking everything! Well, I hope everyone will always remember you beating the shit out of people and your lactation fetish and how you drew it for yourself, or how you tried to rape people in their sleep, or how you chew your toes and circumcise yourself by tearing off your foreskin. You are by far the worst person I have ever met. And my mom's ex chased me with a knife. Fuck you, Naruto Headbands. It's not enough. It's not enough. I need to watch him suffer. How did he do all this and just walk away, continue on with his life, and people are just like too scared to confront him or something? Nookie, I can stand it. She walked away. She got to continue on. Yeah, she's oblivious. She's kind of weird, but she didn't like act out completely out of maliciousness like Naruto Headband so obviously did. And the fact that he just gets to whatever not think about this anymore, it puts a really bad taste in my mouth. I got to be honest with you. After so long, I wanted some fireworks, man. I'm so sad, depressed, listless. I cannot anymore. Jesus. So, how about the rest of them? Well, Baldy was never to be seen or heard of ever again. First Love is married and attending university up north. Has a few cats. Seems normal and happy, now recovered from decades of depression. Kendo's been seen attending some cons, paying for Unfortunate Nookie, and I don't know how he is these days. Curly has all but disappeared. Dios mío! Batch and Bastitch are still spiteful and friends to Unfortunate Nookie. No one else will tolerate this trio but themselves. So yeah, they could just keep shit-talking and insulting each other until death, which they definitely will. 40's just around the corner, alright? Artist has also gone her own way, still draws hauntingly beautiful stuff. Emo attended Brute's wedding, as did I, and we occasionally talk. Mostly swapping some dank cat memes. Vegan and I were friends for a bit, but Vegan stopped talking to me after I stopped being vegetarian. And threw a tantrum on my Instagram over a picture of noodles with beef. Yeah, that's a vegan, all right. You need to get your head on straight. I respect your meal choices. Please respect mine, okay? This is the hill you want to die on. Sounds like good riddance to vegan. Pilot is now a pilot and married his mentioned girlfriend. They moved to Scotland and they have 2 beautiful daughters and all seems well. Pez has all but disappeared to be an engineer, making mad money somewhere in the remote corners of the world. So some people moving up and all with their lives, other people not quite so much, just disappearing, a whole lot of disappearing. And I guess that's just fine. Mimic and I are no longer friends. I thanked Mimic for being there for me when I needed her by paying for her trip to Japan and giving her like a lot of cash to go nuts and buy whatever she wanted while there. She bought so much shit that she needed to buy a second massive suitcase for all her stuff and she ran out of money. So I gave her some more. What is going on here? Why? It was me, Fabulous Peacock, and her on this trip. She was sullen and difficult during that trip, and it flared up my anxiety. I did my best to be nice to her during this trip because it was my way of thanking her for being there for me when I needed someone the most, but no. She hated it and refused to tell me why. And you still gave her money despite that? Of course she's spending a bunch of money when she knows that the bank is just gonna fill back up. What the hell? 3 years after said trip, Mimic finally opened up to me why she was so sour during the trip. And it was a long list of stuff like,
we went through the ice cream shop too fast. I wanted more time to try dresses in this shop. I didn't want to run to catch the last train of the night. We never returned to X location and I wanted to go back there,
etc. Things which I would have gladly accommodated her for during the trip, had she spoken up when I asked her. She's insufferable too, man. Honestly, I don't think all that shit that she said is really the root of the problem, okay? You're just looking for reasons to be upset at a certain point. So tell me really what's under that, why you feel this way, all right? I'm not buying these weak-ass excuses. Then again, you know what? Tell me whatever you want, because it doesn't sound like she's a very good friend anyway, so bye, Felicia! She expected me to feel guilty and carry responsibility over these things 3 years later. I told her this is stupid and that I won't because, as she should recall, I asked her how she is and what does she want to do during the trip, and this is all on her for not communicating with me when I still had the power to do something about it. When I had tried to do something about it. She both agreed with me, but also said that it's still my fault. You stupid though. Later, I also heard that she had kept things from me
Because OP would ruin them if she knew.
just as I had ruined Japan for her, and I decided that her neurotic insanity had run its course. If it was so terrible, she didn't need me to ruin her life and her fun. Last I heard, she tried to turn a gay man in Final Fantasy XIV Online into her lover after dumping Ballet Beard because, yeah, that's totally healthy. I do not miss her at all. Yeah, that's a deep cut, man. Honestly, why would you dump a bunch of money into her lap? Because she was there for you? I mean, that's what friends do, right? If you want to continue being my friend, that's fine. If you think I'm gonna pay you out for being my friend, fuck off. Go lay on the train tracks, because it's never gonna happen. Ballet Beard, he'll get his own entry because, wow. Collie and I are still good friends. We watch Netflix together weekly and visit each other a few times a year. Who's Collie? I don't remember Collie. Turtle and I are still good friends. Froggy and I are no longer friends, but I hear she has her own chicken farm, and knowing that makes me happy. Bitch love chickens. Like, for eggs or for eating? Doesn't matter, I guess. Sis got married and moved to America. She's pregnant with her first child. All right, land of the free. Welcome to it, sis. Probably after a few years, you're going to figure out that it's really expensive and not so great and move to the Philippines. At least that's what I did. That's the correct trajectory. Bear and I are still good friends. We exchange dank memes and, like traumatized war veterans, share tidbits and stories about Nookie, among many other more interesting and fun discussions. I dated Buddha for 6 years. He's a sweet guy and helped me to heal in so many ways. Unfortunately, I couldn't help him heal from his own trauma, and being happy and having dreams for two is exhausting. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't sweat that too hard. Buddha's a good guy. He'll find the right one eventually. It was an oddly lonely relationship when we always did the things that I wanted to do, and he always put everything he wanted aside for me and everyone else. I didn't want a servant for my every whim. I wanted to date my equal, so I left him, but we're still friends. I wish him nothing but joy, and I hope that one day he'll care as much about himself as he does for others. All right, we're believing in karma for him too, like going the other way, right? He's gonna get some good karma coming his way. He's gonna get a woman who will love and cherish him as much as he deserves. 100%. I knows it. Me, Brute, and Fabulous Peacock are also still good friends. We binge watched the first season of The Witcher at Brute's apartment when it came out. We went to see Eliza Schlesinger live together. And I'm DMing our first tabletop RPG for us. The Hunt for the Golden Dick is on! I did see that. My wife was entertained by the title, but we haven't gotten into that quite yet. It is on my subreddit, though. I haven't noted. We spend birthdays together when we're able, and all around have a good friendship and talk daily. We're also very aware of Unfortunate Nookie's schemes and lies after comparing chat logs and what he has said about us to each other throughout the years. Also, mad thanks to both for supporting me while I wrote this out, and for being excited with me for each new video that ReddX puts out. We practically raced to tell each other when a new Unfortunate Nookie video dropped. Oh, that's kind of sad. This is the last time that's gonna happen. God damn. That's quite something. But I'm glad y'all out there living your best life, you know what I'm saying? Wait for the Brute tales and whatnot. I'm sure I'll get them up sooner rather than later. Just give it a couple months to cool off. The metallic Sailor Moon pencil case. Yes, a true hero of this story. Got bent out of shape after being an instrument to so much violence, and the Sailor Moon print wore off as well, and unfortunately, eventually throw it out. R.I.P. Sailor Moon pencil case. God, that is tragic, isn't it? What about me? OP. Well, as you can tell, I guess I am better than them, because while extremely tempted to go and murder, especially Naruto Headband, I just chose to put my faith in karma. I did nothing, asterisk, to either but I know that they still blame me, probably, for many, if not all, of the misfortunes in their lives. In fact, if they ever find this saga, I will have yet again ruined their lives. Some accountability would really come in handy here, but I don't think I really need to put in the effort and waste any more time on them because they are instruments of their own downfall, as I have made extensive studies in. So the nothing asterisk was, yeah, telling anonymous stories and talking unfavorably of these people is already enough life-ending destruction in their books. So I am almighty and I've ruined 2 lives. Fear me. I fear nothing. Healing from all of this took me about as long as I suffered, so give or take 7 years. Quitting self-harm and learning to eat again took 2 to 3 years. PTSD, panic attacks, and nightmares bothered me for about 5, but less and less as time went on. It was therapy, meds, lots of love and time, and learning not to mind if people do see me as the asshole. Yeah, that one's extra super important. Burn the social contract. I want nothing to do with it. I will nowadays gladly be the worst asshole you ever met, if that means I get my piece. I moved back to Finland after living abroad with Buddha for 5 years, so now I inhabit the same city as Naruto Headband and Unfortunate Nookie yet again. But honestly, I don't give a shit no more. Honestly, if they are still invested in what you're doing, yeah, that is the most terrifying part. Everybody, wrap it up. We're moving on. It's over. I'm currently dating Monkey, who owns a sailboat, and he spoils my fluffies, and things are really good. Oh, look at them little dogs. Oh, that's a lot of dogs. You even got one hiding in the crate in the back, and they're all different colors. God, that's so much fun. So I work in tech support, and I am the accountant for our martial arts association. I used Kickstarter to publish 2 books of arts that depict mental health issues, which has been insanely cathartic, and one of the things that I'm most proud of putting out into the world. There was a time that I wasn't sure that I would live to see 28, and now I turned 31 in December 2021. I honestly don't know what I want to do with the rest of my life. I certainly wasn't expecting to get to tell my beard stories for all the world to see, but I am excited to see what surprising things come next. Thank you for following along on this beefiest of beard tales. There will never be another one as beefy. I mean, you're probably right about that. Remember, you are loved, your feelings are valid. No one is worth killing yourself over. You can always just leave. There's kindness and help waiting for you at surprising places. Stay safe, join the Jerry Army, or, just buy some merch. Hey, look at that. That's beautiful. Greedy out. I like the merch plug at the end. I really do appreciate that. We got some new stuff up on Teespring. Like, did you bang a legbeard, bro? I tried to get the ReddX hub thing up, and Teespring pulled it down immediately. So we're having a bit of a legal struggle over that. Another struggle that I'm having is just coming to terms with the end of Unfortunate Nookie and Naruto Headband, and just trying to be okay with the fact that he walked away from it essentially unscathed. It really does disgust me that he was able to do all these things and just carry on with his life like nothing happened. I'm sure him having to exist in his own head is one of the biggest punishments that he can possibly endure. But man, it leaves a sour taste. I wanted to see him get burnt to the ground. Nookie, I'm okay with her walking away, because as I said, not actively malicious. But Naruto Headband is truly a piece of shit, and I hope that he gets his comeuppance sooner rather than later. This has been quite a ride, a lot of downs, a lot of ups. I really liked the part probably around part, 30, 31, 32, where Greeny's growing the spine and showing it off. That was the true catharsis of this story for me, so I'm just going to have to hold on to that as we draw this thing to a close. Good lord. I don't know if the Brute Sagas will go along with Unfortunate Nookie. It might be a separate telling all on its own. I'm still undecided how to do this. I guess it'll depend how long those readings are versus how long this is, because YouTube caps it at like 12 hours. So we'd be into a good, whatever, 2 12-hour videos or some crazy shit like that. So it'll take some planning. It'll take some doing, but it'll come around eventually. Probably round about Christmas time. We'll be about ready to drop some Unfortunate Nookie on people. Anyways, if you did enjoy this episode, friends, I hope that you'll like, comment, and or subscribe. Super, super important. And we want to give Greenie a fond farewell. So I hope that you will do that. If you haven't done it already, maybe share the video around if you should like, especially the compilation. That would be pretty cool, would it not? People are going to see it on their Facebook timeline and be like, oh, I have time for a video. 12 hours? Whoa! That's a funny prank, isn't it? I also hope that you check out our links down in the description. You know, we got plugs and playlists and podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, wherever, Castbox, Deezer. I'm everywhere on the internet, including my social medias, Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Twitch, where we live streamed this whole thing. Some people just getting their minds blown alongside me, and I really do like to see that. Thank you to all of my lovely, beautiful, wonderful Twitch chatters. We've also got my Patreon, of course, and my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons, whom I would like to thank as I do every episode. So thank you, Jerry Much. 2, Wire P and Jerry, Doug Flush, Harley Holden, Repent the Squirrel, Robert Allen Waits, Camille Sarah, Chase from Blue Kraken, Malama Man, Roxanne Wolf, Sim Jerry, aka Don Breaker Drake, Conrad Ingy, Captain Clown Jerry, Destiny Piper, Aaron Jerry, Alexa Smith, Broken Logic, Esteban, for all Lakeside, might be the end for IUary, you hang in there. Organic Steve, Bean Tom with a bag of marbles from downtown, Will Jerry, beg for forgiveness. Fact, Silent Revolver, PCB, the original Jerry, Tick Jerry, Jerry Kitsune, Satori, 211 Jerry, the 2 Jerrys, a very tired Jerry, a Dusty Jargonian Jerry, Aspen XO, Assassin Punk Jerry, Bang Bang, Aurora Wildheart, AXN Grizzly, Baby Jerry, Bailey Joy, Bearded Jerry, Bitch Gremlin, Blade Hero, Blue Jerry, Catholic Jerry, Chelsea Kitsune, Commander JT, Confederate Jew, Dennis Dayton, Dr. Large, Duck, just Duck, Emergent Jewel, Aaron Era, East Mars, Frozen Over Studios, Fire Drake, Gypsy, Hadrian BR, I'm Slim Jerry, I'm the real Jerry, Irish Pirate, so Leprechaun below decks, twas that or a stowaway Jerry, You're ready to jam. Itchy Dutch, just scratch it, bro. A pin named J. Chris. Yes, you have to say the whole thing. JM Coon, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry Nice, Jerry Evil, Jerry the Outlaw with the Trucker, Jerry Beans, now with green apple and Jerry Berry flavors. John Hero, John Jerry, Jingleheimer Schmidt. Bro, you ain't gonna believe this. It's my fucking name too. Crewy, Lieutenant Maker, Miss Monday, Lord Jerry, like and subscribe. I'm a Lady DX. The next to the last Jerry Bender, I have anxiety. Marble Babel, Belgar the Destroyer, Metal Facta, Needless King 89, Nightmare Jerry, Paragon Soul, Phantom and Pines, Jerrykins and Jerry Bat, Queens, Quaaludes and Quagmires, Ramtide Lacrymates, Rose Jerry Miller, TSM Kirby, Sarita the Lolita, Sassy Octopus, Skylar Kelvin, Serena Moore, Sergeant Gaycock, Bringer of the Law, Gaycop, not Gaycock. God damn it. Silo Web, Stephanie Gunner, Dynamic Boomstick, Million Tobago, Tammy Boogaloo, Tato Fair, Tenton Monster, the Italian Greyhound Tito, oh, the Littlest Who, the True Fusky, trying to find another bomb to get back to the real world. You probably don't want to blow into that balloon, not. Busy Bee, V3 Prime, Vanguard Angel, Viking Jerry, Void version 3, because Red keeps killing me at Battle Brothers. Didn't happen, I didn't see it. Wiki Tag, Will Bags, Zephyr the Gargoyle, or Clay, it's Jerry time, Holt ReddX Morpher, Self-Reflection, Calrad Moody, Kira, not another Jerry, but he is though, Redwing, Dog Viper, Saints Blessing, the Third Step, Venom Jerry, Jace Christensen, one leg Jerry's leg was stolen by Pissy, I see it, a normal Jerry, Active Transformation Belt, Machine, Totally Rider Beard Grease. Admiral T-Tag, Amber Alder, another stupid hipster, Atomic Jerry Zilla, Breaker of the Tom Army, Babsy Goon, Bartender Kalia, Blueberry and Apple Pie, Crocus Pine Horseradish, Cake Jerry, the original different Jerry, California Jerry Girl, Shepherd 7 Lock, Chikara the Panda, Cody, secretly a Jerry operative though, Cobra Admiral, Lieutenant Princess Furry Warrior Alu Jerry, Crypt Titties, D Crazy, aka SDI Jerry, Defon Jerry, Def Tuna, Dopamine Jane Jerryus, Dwarfy Dude, Ghost of Alpha, he cannot, Holy Fairy Jerry, Janitor Jerry made it across to Finland, and only lost a handful of bottles, play of Vandermeer, Jeffrey, Gerald of Rivia, Jerry and Tom versus Happy New Year's, Webby Apocalypse, Jerry the Sussy Baka, Jerry's mom has got it going on, check out the mustache on Jerry Aldo Rivera, Jerry Roxas, Jerry Roleplaying Game, Judge Jerry and Executioner, King Tails, Kid Marvelous, Kids Life of Guardian, Little Woods, Lucia Lovecraft, Mama Bachia, CD's nuts, maybe next time, Milkman Give, Miss Duchess, Not Invisible Angel, Raptor Art, she's my Jerry Pie, Snary, that's Snom Jerry,
Snowman, what is best in life? To crush your neckbeards, to put them feet to Jesus, and to hear the lamentations of the body pillows.
Spooky the Rogue, Spooky Scary Jerry Ton, Techno Dubs, the original Jerry, not, To Infinite Jerry and Beyond, We on the Way, Unkale, Underwater Movies, Unfortunate Jerry Screaming in Nookie's latest magical girl transformation, make it stop, Throws 2 liter Mountain Dew, grow my neckbeard, grow, it's Jerry time, holds ReddX Morpher, Hygiene, it's Jerry time, holds ReddX Morpher, Humility, both important, you know who's also important is my $1 patrons, thank you to all you beautiful people as well. Thank you, of course, as always, once again, to all of my Jerrys and not Jerrys alike. If you can support on the Patreon, that is huge. Helps me do things like pay thumbnail artist, pay editor, do all of this crazy other stuff that we're trying to do. But if you can't afford to do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out. Do something that you personally enjoy today, maybe like watching some more ReddX videos, right? It's good stuff. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one, and until then, friends, bye-bye.